Hello, everybody. Welcome to, tonight is we're talking about seeing through the darkness, but it was just going to be Diana and I, and then Priscilla had reminded me that she did a show on psychic attacks, and I put the link in the chat.
Oh,
Please go
thanks.
check it. I
That
mean,
was a long time ago.
seriously, but your channel is so chock full of everything to do with being a light worker, everything to do with ascension, anything that you might feel a little confused about. A lot of people don't like to talk about the psychic attacks or the darker energies. Um, Diana and I, well, even in Priscilla and I, we've discussed it among ourselves, but never really want to talk about it to everyone else because it can be off-putting, maybe. But this is our reality. This is a duality planet.
It
There's
is.
light, there's dark, and not all dark is bad. In fact, it's not even a bad or a good thing. There's energy. Everything is a frequency and a vibration. And that frequency and vibration gets tossed about every time we do a timeline jump. Every time we have a significant thing go on in our lives or in the world or in our neighborhood, it could be anything. It brings in a burst of energy. Doesn't always mean it's good energy, doesn't mean it's bad, but I know myself, and I know these ladies too have had this happen where I've been under psychic attack, and instead of me looking at it like that, I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I thought I cleared this. I thought I did this. I did that. I have all the tools." But these are when they come in and they're pretty insidious. Like if I
Oh,
worry about
yeah.
money, right? It'll be, oh, you don't have enough
Whatever
money.
your
No.
weak spot is what
Right.
they go for, whether it's family, finances, you
Right.
name it, your pets, whatever. That's usually where you're attacked.
And it gets
And I
under.
have been under attack for a while now
Mhm.
and just realized it and took care of it.
Me too.
Um,
Just
but
realized.
it, it
But this
happens
has
to
been,
all of us.
and this is what we were saying though. As many times as Diana and I've been live, I've been with Priscilla at all these shows. It's like, wow, these energies are just so intense. They're so intense, and we know the tools. But I'll be honest, I kind of got lax on my meditating. You know, I do a thing every day. In fact, I'm going to say what I do, and Diana's going to say what she does, her little prayer. Just so you know, this is how I start the day and I check my energy. I can feel it. I mean, we can all feel our
Absolutely.
energy, and I can feel it pretty far out and in a circumference. I know if something's on or around me, but if I'm worried about money or whatever my thing is, that just comes in heavier and heavier. And I think it's me tripping over money, but something has attached to me and feels my worry, my fear, and
And it goes from there.
they they kind of get on top of you on that and feed off of you. I'm just going to say it for what it is. It's not they're eating your body or eating your soul. They're utilizing your energy, your fear, your worry,
They're
your
feeding your fear, your anxiety about
yeah.
the subject, whatever that is.
Yeah, so I really just don't want to make this about fear because it's not. You are a light worker. All of us here are light workers, love workers, or energy workers. The thing is, when you feel something on your energy field, immediately send it. I say return that energy to sender immediately. Diana's going to we're all going to bring in ideas. And I send bright white light to it because they don't like
The white light
unconditional love, right?
transmutes that energy. It
Because that is
transmutes it. It either is gone fast enough, the white light can't get it, but if the white light is fast enough, it transmutes that energy into
and
white light.
right. And as soon as you put like, because I always say in the highest vibration of unconditional love and truth. As soon as there's unconditional love involved and there's anything of a lower vibration, it immediately flees. It goes away. It dissipates. I mean, you can really remove them like that. But anyway, just wanted to give you like the precursor of what we're going to talk about. If you feel like you want to stick around and listen to about psychic attacks, please hang out with us. We love your input. I'm going to say what I say every morning, and then Diana's going to say what she says. And Priscilla, if you have something that you say every day, please say it. I say, thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother, Father, God, Sparkly. And just say, Sparkly is my spirit team. But I call in all guides, guardians, angels, elementals, all guides, guardians, angels, dragons, elementals, all beings of the highest vibration of unconditional love and truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me and guiding me on my next best step. Thank you. I love you. And I just kind of send love. I send love out to the world. I say, bless the air, bless the water, bless the soil, bless every molecule on Mother Earth. And I do that anytime I feel off. Like, I will say that whole thing every time. I say it when I want to protect my kids or protect, the cars, whatever. I do that every day, at least once a day. It's important that you word things properly. Okay, because as you notice, I didn't say keep the dark away from me or anything like that, because I don't even entertain that the dark's coming near me. I'm all light, and there's only unconditional love and light here. So but it doesn't matter. I don't want to judge anybody on how they word things, but try to word them to where it's in the higher vibration. Sorry, Diana, go ahead.
It's okay.
I'm a little hyper today.
Well, before I even do that, I want to say, you all know I look at the charts all the time. And today we have a very important finger of God in the sky. Mercury is the point. He's at 0 degrees of Virgo. Pluto is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And Neptune is 15 minutes away from being at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Sorry, Aries. And so that yod right there is, what are you calling in?
Mercury.
Your
right?
Voice.
Yeah.
Mercury. What are you calling in? Pluto, havoc or integrity? Pisces, illusion or reality? Mercury, standing in the truth of service, not just to others, but to yourself. He's in Virgo. So that's not the only one in the sky. It's the only one that is permanent for all of us. But there's also a yod going to the midheaven, to the cusp line of the midheaven, the 10th house, doing what needs to be done, following the rules. We're coming on this show, and I'm looking at this, and there's like 5 yods that were pointing to, you know what, we all need to have a talk about protection.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? One was to the rising sign, which is the hour that we're starting. And this is the constant adjustment of being in touch with the universal laws of attraction.
Which we all have shows on that
frequency, vibration. What you put out is what you get back. Now, let's take 3 deep breaths and let's clear out and start again. Hold at the top. Exhale through your mouth open.
Uh-oh. There she is. Oh my goodness. You better stay here.
Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us that shrinks to fit as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers the divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and grace. So mote it be.
And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
So it
Diana.
is.
And I wanted to just point this out. I pulled one card and it was for protection. And that's what we are talking about.
Well, look at what's coming through the window again.
I didn't pull a card. You can pull a card.
Look what's coming through the window again. The divine white light.
Yes.
It's coming through the window again.
Yes, it is.
You're
Because
in your divine white light. I just love it. Especially when it turns into a rainbow.
I love the rainbows, love the rainbows. And that to me is what is the frequencies for going forward. We're all working on our chakras and it's the rainbow, but yeah, pay attention to that. But for protection, it's so important. I'm going to start it with this, that we have a solid foundation. And that means you unconditionally love and accept yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you are in integrity, truth, honesty, and you're an ethical person. You're authentic, That, to me, once you have a solid foundation within yourself, the energies that are on you or coming around you or the people you meet, you understand on a frequency level. Don't you think, Diana?
Oh, yeah. It's,
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And when you close your day out, you need to do the same thing. Now you're going to go to sleep.
Yes.
And your senses may not be as alert because your senses are doing other things like astral traveling, going on spaceship missions.
Very true.
And to do that, you have to know where your energy field is. Like I'm just not jumping on somebody's ship. I got to understand that's a discernment thing, right? Know who you're dealing with. It's not like you're just going on a ship that just pulls up. I just want to make that clear. All right, Priscilla, what you got? I know
I just got to drop down. We're going to get the Northern Lights again this week.
Are we really? Oh, yay.
We've had them 3 times down here.
And see, that's just more proof that the energies are being jumbled about, and when they get tossed around.
Every day. Every single day we're being bombarded.
Yeah, right. It is.
All different types of energy is hitting us. Lay down, sweetheart. Yeah. Go lay down. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Sassy.
Oh, yeah. Sassy's 10 today. It's her birthday.
Happy Sassy Day.
Happy Sassy.
We all get to be sassy with Sassy.
Hell yeah.
You have to be careful what you name your pet friend.
Well, yeah, because I had a friend who had one whose name was Little Shits. Because they were, but she got called LS.
She loved the shoes.
Oh, Lord.
Well, they called her LS all the time.
Smart.
Do you say anything to yourself, Priscilla? Like, do you have a certain thing that
I do? But what I do in the morning is a chakra meditation, and then I send out unconditional love, and I start with my family and the town I'm in, and then I just spread it out over the planet. Mm-hmm. And I call him Michael for my protection.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel his wings around me, and I know I'm protected no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I'm going.
Yeah. And they're giant blue. When he's wrapped them around me, they're indigo,
Always have the dragon.
Cool. I don't know what color they are. I think I actually see him as black usually.
Oh, well, cool.
He's so much a part of Joan of Arc and my heron, my great blue heron,
Yeah.
And
at night,
most benevolent outcome.
Right.
I use it for more than parking. I use that a lot. And I also keep my house smudged.
Yes.
Especially when I've been out around a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I always smudge myself.
Always smudge.
Klingons.
And I have
You
spray.
never know when you're going to get a Klingon.
No, you don't.
You could go to the
It's
crystal
rose spray.
store and come home with a Klingon.
I do have different sprays from,
Yeah.
I do have different sprays, but my favorite, and crystals all over the place, you know.
Mhm.
Well, and when you come home from the crystal store, what is the first thing you should do?
Clean your crystals.
Clean the crystals, because you don't know what
Everything.
other
You don't know where they've been. You have
Mm-mm.
no idea where they've been. They need a bath.
That's right. Crystals and your tarot cards.
That's
Thank
what
They
you.
come
That's
from
what,
a factory. You know how many people
Yeah.
touched them before they got in the box?
yeah. That's what.
Oh my God, Tropical Empress, you are naughty. 25 new decks. I do have to admit, I have a box at my feet, one of those plastic cartons about
Bins. One of the
15 by
bins.
18 inches, and it is chock full of cards. I
Yeah.
couldn't
Oh,
put
yeah.
another deck in there if I tried.
My goodness.
I've probably got 50 down here, and that's not to say what's in the Moon Lodge.
I know, right? They're so addictive.
You guys make me jealous. I need some. I need some more decks. And that's everything, right? You bless your car. You bless you. I bless everywhere I go. I bless what I ingest. Anything. I don't care if it's ice cream and I shouldn't be eating it. I bless it. You know
But
what
if
I mean?
you bless it, then it's okay.
Bless it, there's no calories. Or
No
fat.
calories, I say.
That's right. Oh my God.
Yeah,
But
that prayer that I say, it's in the car. It blesses the dogs. I have a sigil that Raphael gave me. Boom, that's to the guy behind me who's going to pass me, or he's going to slow down.
Right.
If he passes me, he's not going to hurt me. He can hurt me physically, but he can't hurt me mentally. And anybody's going to get in trouble, it's going to be him, not me, because I'm doing the speed limit on a 2-lane highway, and he just passed me on a double yellow line. He's the one making the trouble, not me. I'm doing the speed limit.
And that stuff occurs all the time. You know, somebody's rude to you in line or something like that. And in my head, I just silently send them love. I always just send everybody love, and I protect them.
The nastier, the more love they get.
Yeah,
right.
Because they can't stand it.
Right? Mosey on, take this with you.
Yeah,
a little nugget.
I put them in a pink plasma cloud of love, and I just keep going about my business. But those are like every day you're dealing with people who have not connected to, this is proof, they've not connected to their heart and their soul. So they're lashing out at others, or they're nasty to you. Or
sometimes they don't even know. They don't even realize.
That's what I mean. They have no idea. And we, as light workers, love workers, energy workers, we understand what unconditional love is. That's the way forward. And let me put it that way. Now, do I get frustrated?
The easiest way to put protection around yourself is connect your heart to your brain. You know, connect your heart to your brain, your higher self, and then just put that protection all the way around you. Just your own energy vibrate at a rate that protects you with that your own white light, your own aura. But you do have to feed it. And if you've been depressed, your aura is not going to be strong enough to protect you. So it's really important.
Your brain can't live without the heart, and the heart can't live without the brain.
Absolutely.
So they're already connected.
But once you connect, to me, once you connect that your brain to your heart with some just 3 deep breaths, like we love to do, that you're in your higher heart. You're in your higher heart. You're not in either your brain or your heart. You're in your higher heart, and your decisions are better.
Absolutely, and it's so much better. And I see like the figure 8 connects all my chakras together, but that definitely the brain.
I do that when I'm meditating. I bring light from the central sun and light from the earth, and they do figure 8s around my chakras, and
that's a cool one.
Filled with all the light you need.
Yeah, and I mean, and that is, and if you just sit here, like I was doing it, I do it all the time, but I haven't used white light in a long time, and you know, I would use that as a cleanser, like once a month, because white light is really powerful and strong. That's why I use gold sparkly or pink clouds. But when you put that white light on something, and I saw the whole earth just wrapped in the white light, and it's down into every molecule of her, it is removing everything that's of not of the highest vibration in so when I use it on me, like I just want to say this is kind of a gross visual, but it's a visual that's important. This I was saying that there was parasites, right? They're psychic attacks.
Energetic
They're
parasite.
like, yeah, energetic parasites. And this person said, think of it as a huge energetic tick. And you can see them like on the grids. And I'm like, oh man. And she goes, when you see them on the grid, send it white light and it dissipates it, like kind of like those bug things do. I don't know.
Bug zappers.
Bug zappers. Yeah. So that's important.
That's what white light does. It transmutes that dark light. And when I was channeling other entities, occasionally I'd have one try to pop in that didn't ask for permission or something, and I would gather the white light in my heart like this and just made it as big as possible, and then I would go wham, and that white light would go, and anything in its path was transmuted. And we all have that power. All you have to do is imagine it in your heart. We all.
And that's the important, right? When you connect your heart to your mind, your imagination is everything. It's probably the best tool you have. You know, everybody wants to say you don't need crystals or anything. You gotta have your hands, but really, your imagination is.
It's our imagination is our strength. Absolutely. Right.
Absolutely.
It's our power, our secret powers.
Hi, everybody. Oh, there's so many beautiful souls here. Should we say hi to everybody real quick?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Let's say hi to Bora Bora. You're just a beautiful moderator, Bora Bora. Thank you for being here.
She is.
Isn't she? Randy has a question that she texted me. She wants to know. We'll get to it. We'll say hi first, everybody. How do you know when you jumped a timeline? So let's see. Randy, we got your question. Bora Bora, Heavenly Blessed Honey. Oil Painter, hi.
We're all out. Hypnicity, we're all out.
Tropical Empress in Spirit, Joyful Journey, the Crone Zone's here. Liz in Awe, Gina M. Hi, everybody. Let's see. I thought I saw Denise McMillan, Rossi, Hypnicity, Jenny, hi. Lori Hunsinger, and
Ruby Slippers, star her.
And Ruby Red Slippers, Jane Lemeyer. Yeah.
We all are Hypnicity.
Hi,
we
Wiki.
all have the ability to be a alchemist, Hypnicity. Don't leave yourself out of this mix.
That's right. We all are.
And see, this is where that self-love and
Valerie,
acceptance comes in. You got to believe that.
Can you star Ruby Red Slippers? It's about the wrinkle in time.
Hold on now, of course. Let me get to the bottom. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Ruby Red Slippers.
It's at 524.
524. Hold on one second. Oh my goodness. It's 524 for you. It's 724 for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Infinity. I'm not sure if I'm getting the right one.
No, it says Wrinkle in Time felt like it happened with Kamala. And I agree totally.
Yeah.
I felt
here it is. Thank you. Yeah. That's exactly why this show came on, because Diana and I, well, everybody did. We were on that night. Everybody kind of got shocked, right? Like the ground below you just kind of opened up, right? And yeah, and a day later, you're like, wait a minute, that's a timeline jump.
It was definitely a timeline jump. Did anybody else feel it in the chat besides?
Yes.
It's
was
like
right.
being in that centrifuge and the floor drops up. The whirligig,
Yes.
right, at King's Dominion.
I think they're all too young to remember that.
Oh
Remember the
no!
centrifuge at the fairs?
If they're 40 years old, they're my kid. I took them. They went to
Oh,
that ride.
cool.
Yeah,
Six
and it
Flags.
spins around, and the floor drops out, and the centrifuge from being
Well,
spun around is what keeps
mean,
you on the side.
that's what, yeah, that's what it felt like. It did. It just,
It did.
I think all of us were together, weren't we, on that day?
Well, you and I
Yes.
were when they made
Right.
the announcement. You and I were on. It was last week's Friday.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing, the thing that I'd like to bring up is the one part that everybody is forgetting. This was the plan all along. Yes, it felt like a time jump. For most of you, it probably felt like it was going forward. But for me, it took me back, because what were Biden's first words? One term for Bo. And
That's
everybody,
true. He stayed with it.
right in the beginning, everybody was reading on him stepping down, not making it the first 4 years, and handing the torch to Kamala. And what happened?
I always got that he was going to hand it to her after the election.
But this
is so much better. This is so much better.
Yeah.
In the beginning, that's what everybody was reading on, because nobody expected him to last the whole 4 years. And basically, he didn't. Basically, he said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go for another 4.
Yeah.
And handed the torch, which was the original prediction, if you want to call it a prediction. Now, what did we get caught up in? All of us reading on the future, because there were so many questions coming in. Well, this happened and this happened, and the orange menace was making matters even worse. And now this and this question and that question. And so it brought together so much other energy that we had to read on that. So that wrinkle in time, that out of time feeling, that yesterday was the day out of time in the Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
Today is a Happy New Year, everybody. We get another one.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That's great, Elizabeth.
You know, and the saddest part about it was the readers who were getting attacked by chatters because they had predicted that Biden would win. Well, he can win. He can win for Kamala because he's out there campaigning for her.
Yeah, exactly.
That hasn't changed. His work isn't done.
He's winning. He may not be president.
Yes,
he can win.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
And that's a choice. He's winning as the president right now.
Absolutely.
He got rid of the joy.
Yeah.
You know what makes me really happy is that I've been talking to my granddaughters who are 18 and 22, and TikTok has lit up with support for Kamala.
Absolutely. And that energy, right? That energy, that moment in time when that happened, even though it took us, it kind of knocked the breath out of me, because I thought it was going to also happen when, you know, he was in office and he was going to give her but this is brilliant. But do you see, not only did it take us off our center, it hit the whole world. It hit all that energy that was quietly feeding on the hate and division and fear that the media just hand feeds us 24/7. That all stopped pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch the news, but
I don't either. But as far as I know, it's pretty.
Well, you can
quiet,
feel it.
right?
You can feel it in the air. You don't have to watch
yes,
the nose.
you can. Everywhere you go, you can feel it in the air.
You don't have to watch.
I'm so happy right now.
You don't have to watch the news to understand that.
No, you don't. You know, the feeling
Because
I get is like when Obama was elected. I mean, I don't know how much you wanted to get in politics now. I
It's okay.
apologize.
You're
But
fine.
I get that feeling that we had when Obama was elected.
Right.
Just
Oh my God.
excitement and hope and
Yeah.
all of that.
Oh, hope was
It's nice
real.
to feel that after 8 years of crap,
Yeah, it is.
of
Because it's been
division,
a long
just
8 years.
pure hate and ugliness. Ugh.
And see, Randy, when you say politics are not my world, I still need to jump. I'm assuming you're talking about jumping timelines. Now, that need to jump is maybe why you're not noticing it, because you are jumping. We have this vision, this visual, what it looks like, right? Or
I
we think
agree.
we
Tropical.
do. But we don't. I mean, it is our imagination, and definitely follow your heart. But I don't know if that need to jump is important. I mean, I don't want to say it's not important, but it's not the focus. Don't focus on the jump because they happen randomly. Like we could have never predicted that timeline jumping. That
Uh-uh.
when
I
when
didn't
that
see it
timeline
coming.
switched.
But I think that's kind
it
of the
was
big
the
thing everybody
slingshot.
was talking about going to happen in July and
It
August.
was
I
the
think this
sling.
is what it was.
Yes.
This
It was
timeline
the
jump.
slingshot kept getting pulled back, and nobody noticed that it was getting pulled back and pulled back and pulled back for the exact right moment to catapult us
You bet.
to the point that was the point of no return, which is where we are. Right?
Yeah, it really is. And it's all new. Okay, so here we got this new way forward, right? And it's up
And you
to
know what?
us.
You can expect psychic attacks
Oh,
between
definitely.
now and the election. You can expect
Yes.
a ton of them.
Right?
Try to convince you to vote the other way. Vote in what's not in your best interest.
Oh my God, that's a big one. People
And it's
voting
you get it,
their
you're
best
getting it through social media. That's the
Mhm.
main place that you're getting it from, that and television.
Yeah, I mean it's
And that's
important.
coming straight from my guides that turn it
And
off.
this is what Diana and I have been trying to say for 2 years. As we're building up, the closer we get to the election, the closer that these lower energies are out here losing it. That's what they're doing. If you can see energy, this is what's going on out there. So they kind of they don't kind of do anything. They go where there's that division, that hate, that confusion, that doubt, and they'll just keep coming at you in different ways. You don't even know that it's them. Now, how do we know what's a psychic attack? And we were talking about somebody driving crazy.
Oh, I have a
Yeah.
list of things that or ways that you can tell if you are psychic or how to identify a psychic attack.
Okay,
I took
from her show.
we did a show, so I have this list, and it's out of nowhere, somewhat strangely, overnight, you're without your normal mental clarity and confidence, especially in the subject matters you're expert on. Sound familiar? Feeling your life is scattered and you're second guessing your choices. Overwhelmed or confused by making decisions. Depleted energetically, you can hardly get out of bed. I'm telling you, that's where I was a couple of weeks ago. Sleeping poorly, feeling depressed, having cold or flu symptoms often, you just can't seem to shake. Notice that one thing after another seems to go wrong, so much so you're wondering if you have a Charlie Brown cloud over your head. Have one major loss after another, have a chronic pain condition such as a headache or a backache. You feel stunted or blocked to move forward in your life, hopeless and unmotivated, unable to communicate clearly or confidently. I find that those things to be true, but I also found that if when I've been psychically attacked, it's been sometimes when I'm meditating, and they'll start like, you need to call your daughter. There's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I call my daughter, and there's nothing wrong. And I'm like, what was that about? That was long ago when it started
Mm-hmm.
out small like that. One of the worst ones. Oh my God, I'd totally forgotten this. One of the worst one and it was when I was just gaining my psychic skills and I was just starting to channel different entities. But my husband, who had died in 2015, was like my first guide. He was there all the time walking me through things. So this one night, this face comes at me and it looks like David, but it's a Beetlejuice face.
Mm. Now
And
that
it tells me that I need to come with them right now.
mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it
Mm-hmm.
was. But David had helped me get hip to their tricks. And so
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was a psychic attack by that point. And I laughed. I just laughed at it and said, my husband would never ask me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He knows better.
And it just dissipated immediately.
Yeah.
But it was like this you remember how the Beetlejuice would
Mm-hmm. That's how mine would be, because I used to get psychic attacks, sleep paralysis with visuals and could
wow.
feel them and all that kind of stuff. And it took me, most of my life. I figured it out in 2012. I got the information. Tell them you love them. As soon as I said I love
Yes.
them from my heart, they were gone. And this thing was terrifying. Well, it would always show up in a different
That's
form.
another trick I used to use, was telling them I loved them. And I always sent them back where they belonged with
Yes.
love.
Yes.
With love.
And another thing is to say, oh, thank you.
Yes.
That really throws them off.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here.
It's like, like
one of the things that triggers me to understand that's what's going on is an orb follows behind it.
Interesting.
But
you guys, I'm not visual. I'm really not visual. So it's everything I have is like telepathy or a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of turns into a visual, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about
and we all have them different.
How about the planned out to get you?
The what?
Now, the planned out to get you.
Yeah, because people can do that. People with their energy absolutely can send negative vibes your way. And
they send you a gift. They give you a crystal. They, they bring over something to eat. And you're not really close with them and you question the energies. What is this about? How come all of a sudden you want to be my close friend when we've barely been acquaintances? And I mean, it's not like this is a 16-year-old with a mad dash on the telephone. Oh, he likes me. No, we don't do that right now. We're adults. We don't act like that. Even friendships, strong bond as they can come quickly, it takes time to build up that trust.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Especially when gifts start arriving for absolutely no reason. What's the energy attached? Does that person even know what they're doing? Because the energy around them can be so negative that the item they've sent now holds that negative energy. You're an empath. You're a light worker. It affects your frequency.
Outside, get it in some sunshine.
It affects your frequency, your vibration, your modality in your home, because now you've brought it in. Oh, isn't that nice? So you always. I'm not saying to be mistrusting Justin all the time, but wait.
Discernment,
right? Yeah, discernment and what's the other word I'm thinking of? It'll come to me. Mercury's busy.
Mercury is busy.
He's pointing his finger at all of us. Which brings us to the point. What are you telling yourself? What are you telling others? What are you drawing to you? What do
Yeah.
you, and in Virgo, at 0 degrees of Virgo, he's not going there very long. So right now, all of this that we have just gone through with Biden doing what he did and Kamala going where she is, there's review coming up, because on the day of the new moon, August 4th, Mercury's going to be at 4 degrees of Virgo and station to go retrograde. And then he's going to back up to areas that he's already crossed, because he's going down to 24 degrees of Leo. Now, what have we got? We got the 4th at 4 degrees. That's an 8. We're going to go back over. This is a reminder. We've got 8-8 coming up 4 days later, as well as 8-8-8, because it's 2024. That's another 8. And it's going down to a,
I like that, Ross.
4 with a 6, with the 2. That's going to make that a 6. Okay, this is where your nostalgia ends. Get over it. Now we're going to fix it, and we're going to go forward, and we're going to.
Oh, I like that.
Reality, right? Because now we go from 6 all the way up.
And we will be live. Well, Diane and I will be live on the new moon on the 4th, and I'll be with the Crown Zone around there too. I'm not sure the date, but
I can't remember the Saturday before.
Right, and then we'll do 8-8.
Saturday.
And
yep.
Oh yeah, 8-8 will be good. I bet you guys are already started on that.
Well, can we invite Allie to join us on 8-8, because JJ's not here, and she normally does a double digit. She's going camping and going rapid canoeing.
Okay, so you're saying to me, just so I get it right now, 7 o'clock,
write it down.
7 o'clock our time, Allie and I are gonna have at 8-8. Okay.
Well, and me. And what about Pinky over here?
And Pinky.
I'd love to join you.
Yeah, let's do it. Lions Gate. All right, so we'll do it at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
What day is that?
That's on the 8th. It's a Thursday. Do you want to do it later because you have practice?
What time did you say?
7 Eastern.
7 your time is what? 5 my time. Oh wow. No, that's tough for me.
Do you want to do 8?
7:30.
Oh,
8.
8.
Oh, yeah,
yes, 8. Yes, 8.
That gives us that's 4 of us, right? Okay, that's 4 of us going at 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eastern.
8 o'clock. It is.
You guys figure it out for your time zone.
So we got that figured out.
It doesn't matter. It's 8 your time. That's just.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, Randy, you're making
time.
the trip. Good for you. I remember you said you were going to Mount Shasta. This is your 3rd year in a row to do this?
Oh, I'm so jelly. I am so jelly, Erin. I want to be there again so bad. Maybe one of the first trips I get with my van.
There you go, Erin. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's
that'll be cool.
Well, and you're kind of close. But you're down in the flatlands, right? Are you in Durango?
No, I'm in Fort Collins.
Oh, yeah, you're in the flatlands.
Mm-hmm. In the foothills.
In the high desert.
Foothills.
In the high desert, yeah.
Somewhere in the foothills of South Dakota, there lived a man named Rocky Raccoon.
It gets really hot. I know. Really probably got to go.
I love living in the mountains. When I don't feel right, I just take a drive up into the foothills, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm happy again. Smelling the mountain air and stuff. Life is good.
In the 70s, I lived in Frisco, Colorado. The Eisenhower Tunnel did not exist. And so when Loveland Pass got closed, that was it.
That was it.
You didn't go. If you
I lived in Manitou Springs.
Denver, if you wanted to go down to Denver, you had to go down through Colorado Springs, which was the long way.
Yeah. I lived in Manitou Springs in the 70s.
Oh, wow. We were neighbors. Sort of. Aspen didn't exist. It was 5 log cabins when I was
Yeah.
there.
Wow. That's
The
gotta
Dillon
be
Reservoir. My kids went there 2 years ago, and Frisco still looks like Frisco did when I lived there. But they didn't dare show me all the other stuff outside of Frisco.
Yeah, Manitou Springs looked pretty much the same when I went there too.
Yeah.
I went there. I drove through last year with my daughter, and
Yeah.
it was pretty much the same.
Well, they were like building the Peak 10s and Breckenridge, and that was back when Stephen Stills lived in Breckenridge, and
Hmm.
David Crosby was there all the time. And what's her name?
okay.
Can't remember.
We digress.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
do.
digress.
Sorry.
Back to squirrel. Now,
Yeah,
a squirrel is
squirrels
a
always
psychic
coming
attack.
forward. Yeah.
What do you
So-
think?
So that's
When does Saturn go into Mars? What do you mean go into Mars?
Saturn go into Mars?
Saturn doesn't go into Mars.
How would Saturn go into Mars?
Who's saying that?
Leah, she's asking.
Oh, you
I'm
mean
not sure that's
conjunct?
right. I love Durango too. Oh my God, I love
Well,
Durango.
There's
Saturn is going to go into Aries, but not until 2026.
yeah. No,
Permanently.
Is Saturn just going to sit there and bother us for the next year?
Well,
Saturn
no,
is
he's going to
actually
dip his
doing us
toe,
a
but he's going to go
big
retrograde
favor.
and go back into Pisces.
Saturn's
guys-
doing us a huge favor.
I don't think you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can. I can hear you.
Okay.
Saturn is, oh, go ahead.
Well, he's going to go into Aries, then go back into Pisces in a retrograde. And then when he finally goes the rest of the way, then he'll be in Aries and Mars. Leah, you mean for them to be conjunct, or do you mean to go into Aries, which Mars is the ruler of?
That's a long time away.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's Saturn is in Pisces right now, and Mars is in Gemini. Where am I?
Yep.
Hey, have you guys done Kamala's astrology?
Yeah, she's got a good chart. But
Does she have a good chart? Good.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Saturn is what is going on. Saturn is restructuring all the systems that no longer are viable. They were never
So we
viable.
need
They
Saturn
were
where
life,
it goes.
And
they were
he's-
life negating.
And he's only
Saturn,
he's only at 18 degrees of Pisces, so he's got a ways to go.
yeah, he got a long way to go.
Especially with a retrograde in there. So it'll be January of 2026 when he egresses into Aries for permanent. And Mars is in Gemini right now. So
Mars is going to go retrograde too, and go back into that. I have all that written down somewhere,
but he's not gonna go that far. He's only gonna go down into Taurus. So
yeah, that's far off too. I don't know, when does he
but
go?
He's like a 7-week, 8-week retrograde.
Yeah,
right?
he doesn't go retrograde till December 6th, and he goes in Cancer. Starts in Leo, goes back in Cancer. 6-degree Leo goes back to 17 Cancer. So that's going to really bring in that, because Mars in Cancer is going to be a more nurturing vibe than
and Venus too. So we have these personal planets coming into play at the time of our decision making, right? So they're going to, by where they are in the sky, they're going to be affecting you in your chart and your heart and your mind. So it is keeping ourselves holy.
Right. It's important.
Sacred. Walking in a sacred manner. That's the most important thing we can do right now. That puts everything else off guards.
And that's when we're in Leo season. So you want to stay in your heart. You want to get those messages from Venus and, well, Mercury just left. Mercury's just in Virgo, but he just left Leo. Leo's got a lot to say this year, especially with that 8-8 Lionsgate. It is about, I say this a million times, and I know I sound like a broken record. What do you love and value? Because that's your way forward. And if place that love, that unconditional love on yourself and acceptance on yourself, because then you can create anything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead. Doesn't matter.
And what's not to love about yourself, you guys?
Right.
Right.
We're all light
Give us
beings.
one
We're
thing.
we're all part of each other.
I love that great gray owl in your
Absolutely.
picture.
Absolutely. That's exactly what's happening. I love that you put it like that, Leah.
Yeah. The mystic change.
That's
Into
Change
the
beautiful.
mystic.
master.
In fact,
Yep.
oh my God, Van Morrison is playing in my head. Into the mystic.
I'm writing that one down, Leah. It's so good. That's a
That
good one.
was my husband's and my first husband's in my song, Into the Mystic.
Was it Into the Mystic?
I love
Yeah.
that
So
song.
Chronos is Saturn. Chronos
Right.
is the taskmaster.
Mhm.
Chronos is time. And what are we going through just as this planet is doing its normal tilt for the changing of the seasons and the equinox and the solstices? It's also doing a little extra dance from the energies that are in the above, from the polar shift that is going on, from the pole star, the pole star, that's pole star, Polaris right now, is our pole star. And that's going to change too. It's not going to change tomorrow, but that's all of this is shifting. And then
Yeah.
we've got Betelgeuse with the blast from Betelgeuse coming. So Betelgeuse exploded 27,000 years ago. Think about that. At the rate at which light travels, it's already exploded. We just haven't seen the explosion yet.
Yeah.
It's going to get
It's
here.
crazy.
Nobody knows when. Sometime in the next 100 years, will we even be here? So there's people trying to stir up fear about that. But the truth of the matter is when that light gets here, it's just going to be light for 3 days. It's not 3 days of darkness. It's not the 4 horses of the apocalypse. And I went on a deep quest trying to find what's going on with these 3 days of darkness. Are you talking about the Bible stuff, or what are you what is this?
What did you hear? Then I'll tell you what I was told.
Well,
I can't wait to hear, because I really have not talked about it.
And before you say it, let me just say 2 things. And see, and on the light side, right, the psychic attacks can happen too, because there's a lot of light workers that are not as aligned as we would like to think they are. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, just what is this? What is this fear that they're trying to instill in people with the 3 days of? They've been saying that since I was born. You know, it's coming tomorrow. It ain't. Nope. I've seen some storms come
That's
through.
true. That's very true.
Right? Something's always gonna, Jesus is coming. Somebody's coming to save us, and that's not happening. We're here to save ourselves, right?
We are gods.
Yeah,
absolutely. We are, every single one of us. We
all have the ability. If we stand in, the body can heal itself, so can the mind. This is your heart and mind connected. This is the above, so below, as within, so without.
I'm sorry. I know I'm terrible with the chat.
Oh my gosh, I might need
well, that's what you need me for. You make me an administrator, and I'll be your hype girl, and I'll run the chat while you do your astrology stuff.
Oh, I love that. Love it. All right,
because I can always throw in my 2 cents.
Going on?
Well, my 3 days of darkness, what I was told, and this was around COVID time, was that it was going to be a solar event. That land that would mainly hit the Russian-Chinese border. And so it would take out more of that part of the world rather than the Western world. And that was, I have since been told that timeline no longer exists, but I was told the 3 days of darkness was due to computers, everything.
Well, that's happened a couple times. Just last week.
Yeah.
Just
But
last
like I
week
said,
when
they've
we had
said
the
that
60
timeline now
empires.
is not. We jumped that timeline.
You think about Musk and how he sabotaged the
Mm.
station up there, and the space station, and how give him $68 million and he'll bring it down. But you sabotaged it to break it in the first place.
$1 billion, isn't it? 68 billion.
Yeah, I
Oh.
forgot. You told me, but I've forgotten.
I think it's
I
the
don't
big
know.
number. I think he's going to be exposed. He's one of the ones that's about to get the light shown on
I've
him.
always found him a bit creepy. I don't
He is.
really want to know much about him. He has really bad energy.
Jesus
does,
was
but
coming to call us. Oh,
he's behind
Aaron,
the
I love
scenes,
that.
though. He's behind the scenes pulling strings because he's got money and power. So he needs to be exposed. I mean, for what
Absolutely,
he
he
is.
does. Absolutely,
And
he does.
that's like the energy that is coming to
Yes, Mary.
The
coming out.
Saturn energy,
Yeah.
Pluto and Saturn.
Look at what Mary is saying. Remember Y2K? Yeah. Remember?
Yep.
Mhm.
And what happened? The Mayan calendar just reset itself. It went back to year zero because everything was on an even keel. It had all worked its own way out.
Oh wow,
the
that's
beginning.
scary, Aaron.
Yeah, see? And people they go on, they believe this stuff. Like they believe in Trump. I just don't get it. I don't get
Can
it. I don't
you
get it. But
start
see,
Laurie?
that's
Laurie
the
Hunsinger?
Neptune 29 degrees. That's the delusion being displaced throughout the
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
Yeah. And see, and this is
Me
something
too.
Diane
I've
and I,
heard that, Laurie, as well. She
yeah,
said, I
this
also
is
heard the Galactics will use it to reset needed information on the worldwide
Exactly.
internet if needed. All is well. I agree.
all is well. And that galactic current sheet, Diana, that has something to do with it. And I think the galactics are in charge of that, but we never hear nothing about the galactic current sheet unless you know who
Why
is
is that?
Unless you're on my Monarch ship or on the Athena with Paul or on the other ship
Where's
with
Paul
Gail.
tonight? I want to know. I want to know more about the galactic sheet and where it is. Right now, I want to know where it is.
Yeah, right? They're
Are
hovering
we in
above
it? Are we? Is
I'll
it
tell you
coming
what.
still, or has it gone through?
the
Callie
galactic
Lewis.
current sheet, not the ship. The galactic current sheet, the
Sheet.
wave, the
It's a
wave
wave
that's
of
coming
energy.
through. Yeah, that's coming through the Milky Way. What's his name? Suspicious Observers is the one who has pointed it out the last couple of years. And at one point, he said it was already past Uranus, but it would be here by now, don't you think? If it's a wave going through.
I
don't-
think that they have all the cloaking devices they could ever want, and they aren't going to let us see them unless you're supposed to see them.
No,
So
not
it's
the
going to be
ship.
up pick and choose who's ready and who is not.
Okay, not the ship. The galactic current sheet, the wave of energy, not the ship.
But I agree with you also on the other.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with what you're saying.
Ready.
I think that they know about,
Well,
I think they know things like that are going on.
I don't know how fast does that travel. If it's taken 27,000 years for the explosion of Betelgeuse to get here, and we still haven't seen it, we still see the stuff.
Excited about the new Beetlejuice. I am so excited about.
Oh, I know! I can't wait. I can't wait. Hey.
Oh, he's so bad. He's so.
I love it.
He's just terrific. He's terrific.
One of my favorite actors. Thank you, Andy. Yes. And yes, Hypnicity. Jesus is my brother, not my Lord and Savior. We walk in the same pair of shoes. I gave him mine. My feet were bigger. He grew into them.
Well, does she talk about the galactic current sheet, Lori? Oh, interesting. I have to go check her out. I haven't watched her in a while. I haven't watched
Yeah,
anybody.
and I don't
There's
think
so
I've
much.
ever watched that.
It's so much astrology going on. I could barely watch. I
Yes.
mean, I was looking at the Chromosomes channel earlier because I was looking at the psychic attack video that they did.
I think is it number 160? The
I have
episode 160?
160. I have the link up top here.
Okay.
I'll post it again. But man, the Grown Zone has a library of ascension tools, information that really are helpful to go forward with. If you need to know anything about being a light worker, love worker, energy worker, check out their channel if you haven't.
Thank
It was
you.
a really good video. Let me see if I can get it posted.
It's at the Crone Zone. That's all it is.
Oh my gosh. Do you see what Aaron just said? My coworker actually paid $200 to go to a church service where they declared the Orange Menace to be a prophet of God. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
So sad, isn't it? To be in a cult like that.
Now, see, that is
That's a cult.
trying to instill fear and putting people under a psychic attack.
That's it.
Not
That's exactly
us, but the people that buy into that, that's putting them in that attack mode.
Yes.
They are being attacked. And
They
they
are.
don't even realize that the protection they need to call in is against that. They don't know it.
Kind of sad.
And that's a lot of that going around. This is the whole point. Okay, why when that timeline shifted because of what Biden said, it had a trajectory of the orange one going forward. Now I didn't think he was going to win. I still don't. But
No,
I don't
the
think he will anyway.
No,
But I know he won't now.
But what they've done
he's the
for
old
8
man.
years is put interference in this atmosphere. Okay, there's that 29 Neptune, because there's a whole lot of people that are illusioned and delusioned. There's a whole lot of us who are heart-centered, soul-centered, psychic, and we know we're gaining more of our skills and abilities, but they kept throwing that at us 24/7, and that is dark magic. That's what they've been doing.
Right.
The media is complicit. They're
And
all in on it because they don't want
Neptune's
freedom.
going to go retrograde again soon too. So he's not going into Aries yet. He's got more work to do in his own sign of Pisces.
Yeah, he is retrograde. He just went. Remember, I think he went 2nd July.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry, I got so much.
No, don't be sorry, but he's retrograde until December. I mean, it's a long one.
That's a long retrograde.
So Xena is retro, Chiron is retro, Neptune
Chiron
is
just went retro today.
Saturn.
That's a good one to talk about, Chiron.
Oh, yes, he's very important right now in Aries at 23 degrees. Personal healings, abilities to understand that the body heals itself when you connect your mind and your heart. You're part of it. Absolutely so. And this is important because Aries is, okay, not only do we have to put our finger on what caused it and how it's all connected, but how do we prevent it? What do we change? We change our diet. We change how much water we intake. We change what else, other kinds of liquids we intake. We change how we dress, how we walk, what we do. How much walking do we do? Is that enough? Do you need to do more? Don't forget to stretch your body before and after. Those are the things that need to come into play to prevent it from happening again and to take your time doing it.
True.
Oh, Chiron and Aries, Rossi, that's awesome.
Chiron is 50 years, Lori. Chiron's 50 years. He just went retrograde today, so we're gonna review this last little bit of forward with Chiron of what we healed. Now we've healed a lot because he's an Aries. It's the I am. We're healing who we are, right? Who are you? The I, right? And he's squaring my sun sign the whole time. So I'm just kind of staying home.
So what Chiron does is he has a very elliptical orbit, and it undulates besides. He's like watching a goldfinch. So in Aries this year, he's spending 7.5 years, and he's only halfway. Well, he was only halfway through, but again, he's retrograde. So he's going back down to where he's only a halfway through. And then he has to go forward all over again. So, and he's still got another 3 years. He's going to go retrograde a few more times before he gets out of Aries.
It's been a long road. My
Right.
goodness. But
now,
we had a lot to do.
Right. And he is still on the elongated elliptical as he steps into Taurus. So now we're going to heal the physical. Now we're going to heal where we need to be fixed. That
Right.
Taurus Earth fixed sign. Aries is discovery about what is it that is about me that I don't like, that I want to fix.
Right.
Okay. And when he's in Taurus, it's like, okay, how do I relate to all the other stuff around me?
Or do I know?
As the next few years go by, he's going to get closer and closer in his orbit. So he's going to spend less time than this 7 years. But usually it's a couple of 7 years in a row, and then he starts wheeling it into 4 years, 2 years. Then he gets back out there again, and he starts with the long elongated.
He's been in there a long time. He's going to be there a little longer, but it's good. I mean, it's clearing that collective I am. Who are we? Who are we deciding to be, right? Who are we going to go forward being? And
we're all transforming.
And that's it, right? And that Neptune 29 is going to sit there for the next year, and that spirit trying to help people wake up and connect to their hearts and their souls and say, you don't have to believe in, that I think hypnicity says we must realize they haven't seen, they aren't ready to see yet.
Yeah,
and that's true hypnicity, but a lot of us are. To me, they're holding back progress, so it's kind of like I send love, and it's
they don't have to hold back our progress.
Exactly.
They're not holding back our progress. They're not at all. They're exactly where they need to be. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. And we just need to work on ourselves and send them love. That's it. That's all we need to do.
Erin, I'm so sorry.
Send love to the collective. Send love to the grid.
Oh, here's
frightening.
Harmony and understanding. Oh my gosh, so many songs are in my head right now.
She was crying. I'm so sorry. Wow. Well, everybody's going through it, right? Like your friend here. Like she hopefully.
Maybe she'll wake up.
I hope so.
Maybe she'll wake up.
They're not ready to see yet. Oh, it is Friday night. I forgot all about that, Leah. I forget what day it is half the time.
With that 77.
Sunset Strip.
Well, right? 77.
Cookie, lend me your comb.
Cookie.
Bye, Mary.
Lend me your comb. My son was supposed to be born on 7/7/77, but no. He came the next day, 7/8/77.
Pray for enlightenment. I prayed for Trump, but I don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Always do. Send him love is what I do.
One fun thing I do is I sometimes just go to Middle Earth or the center of the earth, and I vibrate at the speed of my Merkaba, and send out unconditional love from inner earth all the way out past earth and through the universe.
Oh, I like that one.
And you know what? Everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. You just imagine that you're in the center of the planet, sending out unconditional love and unity consciousness. And 30 seconds a day? How much difference would it make in our lives?
It does. It makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
But when I get in the car and the dogs go with me quite a bit because we're going to go to the lake and they know it and they get in the car, but they sit through the prayer. they know what has to happen first.
Mhm.
And they don't do any
Beautiful.
barking or anything. They basically put their heads down.
Mhm. Aw.
And then they get touched with the stone and blessed with the sigil at the same time. They don't move. They let me do it. I mean, it's like, oh, thank you, Jesus. This is awesome.
And see, that's what we do, right? That's what love workers, light workers do. We send love. We are love. We have these things we can do in a moment's notice at any moment. If you feel something is off, what happened?
But that white light.
Lori, imagine all the people.
Oh, that's wonderful. I haven't watched it.
Life
I have to watch the replay. I love to watch the ceremonies.
You may say I'm a dreamer.
Doesn't it just chills, that song?
But I'm not the only one.
That was on the ceremony.
I hope someday you'll join me and the world can live as one.
Yeah, we are. We're here to shine, not be judgmental. No.
Hi, John. I just got the biggest chills. John, came in.
Hypnicity. This is one of the things that we were talking about, Diana and I, backstage. It is, you when you love and accept yourself, you're very discerning about where you put your energy. Doesn't mean like I can send out love, but who am I hanging out with? Who am I giving my energy to on a daily basis?
What are you watching on TV?
What are you watching?
What are you reading?
Right. It's all connected. And there is no judgment, but discernment is everything. You have to discern who is
oh, cool,
who's vibing at the same vibration you are.
Yeah.
Or close to it. That's important. It's important because anytime your vibration drops, plummets, there comes an attack. Things can happen. Things go wrong.
Just remember to put that white light around you, because your light is enough to protect you. You don't even need to call in all your angels and your guides and all that sort of stuff. We are powerful enough ourselves if we can raise our vibration. And I know my psychic attack recently was because my vibration was low. I'm in limbo right now, waiting for things to happen, and it's uncomfortable for me. And I'm learning all kinds of lessons right now.
Well, and that's the other thing about this time slip that we're talking about. That time, whatever the time jump. We've been on the verge. We've known that something big is gonna happen, and that's what it was.
That's what happened.
Right? And that was part of that whole catapult that we felt. And you're right. When we are in a weakened state, just because we really don't feel good, because we really did pick up a cold, or our allergies on us, because it's pollinating out there in the middle of the afternoon and I can't stop sneezing. And those are moments where you're vulnerable, and you might pick up a Klingon that isn't even meant for you.
Yeah. But they like that lower energy. I mean, that's
beautiful. Beautiful piece of Jasper.
That is
beautiful.
Leah sent me this. Isn't it gorgeous?
It is gorgeous.
Oh, Leah, that's beautiful.
I just love it because
I love the shape.
The shape, my thumb fits in it perfectly when I hold it this way. But also, there are like 3 indentations that make it like a triangle, right?
That's cool.
I hold it on those 3 indentations as well. And then it's stacked 3.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. There's black lines, white, gray lines, and it's a Jasper piece. It's gorgeous. And it's so nice because my stone, my amethyst, which is really hard to see, but right in the center is Archangel Raphael.
Nice.
And what's really hard to see is in the bottom, in the Hamsa, it looks like a Hamsa, you know, the hand, the yoga hand. In the very bottom is Michael the Archangel on bended knee with a sword, but
That's
it's
cool.
really hard to see this. So when I flip it upside down, it holds the stone when I go to sleep.
Nice.
Nice. Very
Nice.
nice.
So any last words about psychic attacks, or does anyone have any questions? Is there anything confusing? Can anyone remember having being attacked psychically, or having low energy and wondering what was going on? If anyone like to talk about it, we are here.
I'm reading messages and I'm sorry, but I think I missed everything you just said.
That's okay. I was just asking everybody if they had any questions about psychic attacks or energy, any kind of didn't know about the energy, how to tell. You know, we were saying that in the title, it's like seeing through the darkness. You know how you do that? You do that by feeling. You have to be able to get still, get quiet. Like right now, I could just get quiet, feel into all my energy fields. Is there anything off? And go from that moment, right? Is that what you do? Yeah.
So Lori says, Leah, my heartbeat increased reading your message about the pink hearts, I'm assuming. And Lori, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's really
who was it that says they put out hearts along the highway when they're driving? I thought that was great.
Yeah, Randy does that.
Oh yeah, Randy.
Uh-huh.
That was brilliant.
Oh, Leah, my heart beating peace reading your message. Yeah. I mean, there's that when you do stuff like that, it just makes such a huge difference for you, for the person, for the area, or your animals. That stone is gorgeous, isn't it?
Something's going to happen and you know it's good. I like that.
I like that too.
Yes, Erin. Thank you, Leah. Oh, good, Leah. She said
please check the Chrome Zone channel. All her information is in the description box below. Diana's information is in the description box below. If you'd like a reading from her or all three of us are in there.
Actually, we all three do readings.
Yeah, we all three do readings. So we would love to talk with you on about anything. But we will be back on the 4th. Well, the 4th, the 8th. I know those dates. And I'll be with the Chrome Zone soon. Let me see what.
Wait a minute, let me look. You're going to be with the Chrome Zone on.
I don't know either. 3rd.
Oh, man, I'm already in August. What am I doing?
The 3rd, the 4th.
The 3rd, Saturday the 3rd. You're on with us at 8:00 Eastern.
Nice, Diana.
And I can't wait to have you on. And this week we have Jenny on Saturday at 8. My friend Jenny, she's coming on, our little wordsmith. I'm excited.
Yes, look, Diana, when's your next show? Well, I know you've been busy.
I'll probably be doing the Auntie Jean Garden readings on Monday because this whole weekend is sewed up.
Ask her about the galactic wave.
I'm not on
galactic sheet, I mean.
Well, I'm not on with Nancy Jean. I'm doing garden readings with Angela.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, gotcha.
But we use her garden, her crystal.
Right.
Cool. I know there's so many tools. We have so many tools available to us.
It's wonderful.
And so many beautiful readers and so much good information. And just remember,
a feather you find on the sidewalk.
Your imagination.
Today I found the white butt feather of an owl. You know, I was like,
butt feather.
Oh my God. It's so hard to find owl feathers around here. And I don't know why, because they're all around me. But they don't drop them here probably because there's not enough trees, right? But I was walking the dogs in Fenton and I happened to find it on somebody's lawn, somebody's new mowed lawn.
We love you all. And remember, your imagination is everything. And we will see you soon. Is there anything else, ladies, you'd like to say?
Bless you all. Go out and shine your light.
Peace out.
Peace out. All right.
Peace and
Love
love.
you guys. Bye, guys.